As day 2 began, I actually was feeling pretty positive. I was still sick, but thankfully I was way better than I was the day before. So I knew now that I'm feeling better and maybe have more energy and sleep on my mind, I can actually play more games and be more focused on things. So I went back to Anaheim for PSX again, got inside, and I just had this game plan. Alright, go around, see some stuff, see some lines, just get in stuff no matter what. And that's what I did. I played a bunch of games. I actually say I preferred day 2 over 1 because I played some of my favorite games of the show on day 2. And 2 of them I want to talk about now. DJ Max. Now this is a game that's been around for a long time. It came out on PS4, I think earlier this year, in Japan and Hong Kong, but is making its way to PS4 out here next year early on. I played this game like 4 or 5 times on day 2. I am a sucker for rhythm games. Rhythm games are my crack, and I just cannot help but play a rhythm game. And the first time playing, I was doing kind of alright. I did pretty well. And then by the time like 3 or 4 when I went back to it, I was playing harder songs like nothing. So I got addicted. Like I was so into this game. I had a thought like at one point, like, even though this game does come out early next year, I almost kind of want to import it to play it now. I'm still thinking that thought. I'm still like this close to like importing the game, even though it's barely maybe a month or like 3 months away. But man, DJ Max was awesome. It was cool to see that game and play it, and I can say without a doubt it was one of my favorites of PSX. It's funny thinking that game was my favorite of the ones I played. Another one of my favorite games of PSX was actually like right down from DJ Max, and it was a game called Lost Soul Aside from China Hero Project. And this game is an action game, and you have like this mix of Devil May Cry, like a Nier Automata type, and oh, I died in the demo. I unfortunately was not able to beat it, but I loved every second of this game. Like, you can change weapons on the fly, you can like make combos and all this stuff. Like, it's pretty much the bare essentials of an action game, but I loved it. Like, this was like my surprise hit of PSX, because I had heard about it and I had seen trailers, but I didn't even know it was playable. Thankfully somebody on Twitter like retweeted it and was like, oh yeah, we have a booth there. I literally rushed to that booth and went and played. And had the line not been so long, I would have got on again, because that game played so well. Like that, man. Yeah, I gotta move on, but yeah, Lost Soul Aside, if you've not seen it, go check it out. I absolutely loved that game. It was a great demo, and I can't wait to see what other stuff comes from that game. It's gonna be real fun. So walking around throughout the show floor, I've been seeing the Capcom booth, and I keep seeing a certain face stare at me every time I go by the booth. And it's Frank West from Dead Rising 4, because they're advertising Dead Rising 4, the Frank's Big Package Edition, which is their upgraded version of Dead Rising 4 that's now on PS4 with like Capcom characters. I played it. I don't know if I should say things now, because there will be a review on this game. I am doing a review of Dead Rising 4. What I will say is, it's very odd. I think, like, on one hand, the Capcom characters are cool, but I don't know, something didn't seem right with me. So I'll have to further elaborate that in the future, but just know Dead Rising 4 was certainly an interesting game, to say the least. And all I really have to leave with me is this Dead Rising 4 bag that will clutter up my closet for all of eternity. So yay me. So a game I forgot to mention actually was Media Molecule's Dream. They had a booth at the show floor, and throughout the entire weekend they were giving live demos like every 30 minutes of the game, showing off the music, showing off how the creation mode works, and so on and so forth, and taking suggestions from the audience. Now, every time I passed by the booth and would stop to watch, I was really impressed. I think this is a really cool game, but also a really cool creation tool. One of my favorite things about the original Little Big Planet was that after the game came out, you started seeing really cool stuff coming out of it. People got really creative and really broke that game's creation tools to like the limit in what you could do. And this game, like, as talking to somebody, there's no rules. Like, they've opened up everything. You were given access to do whatever you want, and I was really happy about that. So Dreams is on my list of like really anticipated game next year. I am actively looking forward to it. That game looked real awesome. So on the last day there were no more panels, but there was the Capcom Cup, which is the finals which have been happening all weekend long at the Hilton Hotel. And it was for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Street Fighter V. I went to go watch a little Marvel, which I'm very indifferent on Marvel. Like, the match was okay. The match in Marvel, I will say, it was fine. It wasn't like hype. Street Fighter V is when it got hype. Those matches were great. The ones I did watch in the beginning, they were some good fights. But Capcom Cup was cool again. Just like last year, I enjoyed Capcom Cup. Very cool. I enjoyed it. I had those little like tubes. I was looking like a dummy there, but it was fun. There were some cool matches and I enjoyed it. And it was a good way to close out PSX. But I couldn't leave PSX without playing one final game. And I picked the perfect game to close out on. There was a PSVR game the entire show that I had been wanting to play. And it's a game called Gollum. It's from ex-Bungie members. And I had been, for a very long time, wanting to play it. So it was the last demo of the floor. I literally ended the demo the moment the floor closed. Let me tell you, that is my favorite VR game of the show, including Shooty Fruity and Sprint Vector. Gollum was great. Like, the way they handled locomotion in that game, where like movement for VR, is you kind of lean forward a bit and you turn your head to move, and it's done in a way where it's not disorienting. It doesn't really make you motion sick, and the control, at least for when you're fighting the golems and all this, felt really natural and just really fun. Like, I really enjoyed the demo. The game's coming out like March 13th, real soon. That is a day one buy. I loved that game. I love talking to the devs there. They, like, it was a great closing game. It's a shame I didn't play it earlier. Like, I wanted to play it. There was a point in the show that there was no line. I should have gone on. I don't know what I was doing. But overall, it was a great game to close. I enjoyed it, and I'm very much looking forward to playing that game when it comes out in a few months. So as the demo wrapped up, the lights had come up, and it was time to leave PSX. The show was now done. So I made my way out, and I made my way back home. That was PSX. While not to the same level as last year with like the crazy presentation reveals like Last of Us and Crash and some of the demos like that, it was still a fun PSX. I still enjoyed myself. I played a lot of cool things. I saw a lot of cool things. And despite having a really bad cold, I fought through it and still managed to have fun. I think I said it last year. Will I be going to PSX again?
Oh yeah!
If PSX is in a close proximity to where I'm at, I will gladly go again. It's a fun event. I love going each year. And as my second time, I still enjoyed it. So that was the trip overall. I hope you got to see a little bit of what it was like going there. Maybe you didn't get to feel it, thankfully, but you got to see it at least in a cleaner and less sick way. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on Gaming with Class Tackles. Whatever else I tackle. See ya.